Of a total of about 2,095 billionaires in the world, about 10 of them are under 30 years of age. This group of young billionaires is worth more than $30 billion. They are all widespread across the globe, starting from the US and going to Brazil, Germany, Hong Kong, Ireland, and even Norway. And they have come to make their fortune in various ways. Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will have a look at the 10 youngest billionaires in the world. Be sure to stay until the end to see the richest person in the world under 30. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell to be the first to see our next luxury video. And with that, we give you the top 10 youngest billionaires in the world. Number 10. Alexandra Andresen, 25 years old, $1.3 billion. Alexandra Andresen and her sister Katharina get their wealth from a family-owned investment company, FRIED. They both inherited about 42% of the company from their father. However, Johan, Andresen's father, still runs the company. Due to a dual-class share structure, he also controls 70% of the votes. The company, FRIED, runs hedge funds. In addition, the company is an active investor on the Nordic Stock Exchange and has private equity investments. All this brings Alexandra's worth to $1.3 billion. Number 9. Andy Fang, 29 years old, $1.5 billion. Andy Fang and Stanley Tang own about a 4.2% stake in DoorDash, which they co-founded. Currently, Andy works as the head of consumer engineering at DoorDash. Before going public, the company raised about $400 million in operating capital through a funding round. The startup was valued at $16 billion. DoorDash was listed on the New York Stock Exchange sometime in December 2020. According to the IPO pricing, DoorDash was set to have a value of about $23 billion to $32 billion. However, at the moment, the company has a market cap of $46 billion. This self-made 29-year-old billionaire has a net worth of $1.5 billion. Number 8. Stanley Tang, 29 years old, $1.5 billion. Stanley Tang is the co-founder of DoorDash, a restaurant delivery app based in San Francisco. Like Andy Fang, his co-founder, Stanley Tang also owns about 4.2% of DoorDash stakes, and at the moment he is the head of labs. In addition, sometimes he also plays the role of the company's chief product officer. Before the business grew, they went through years of struggle. However, the firm later expanded in the US, and it even went further into Canada and Australia. However, 2020 was the best year for them. With the coronavirus pandemic, people would use their app to order food since they could not leave their houses. As of September 30th, 2020, the total revenue collected was about $1.9 billion. This was way better than when you compared it with $587 million during the previous year. Like his co-founder, Stanley also has a net worth of about $1.5 billion. After all, it is the same company. Number 7. Austin Russell, 26 years old, $1.6 billion. Austin Russell founded and currently runs Luminar Technologies, a firm specializing in automotive sensors and other software for autonomous vehicles. The company went public in December 2020 through a SPAC merger. The idea for Luminar Technologies came to Russell when he was studying physics at Stanford University. At the time, he was only 17 years old. Later on, in 2012, through a program funded by billionaire Peter Thiel, Russell received $100,000. The program's aim was to nurture entrepreneurs. Shortly after receiving this, he dropped out of college to start Luminar Technologies. The company mainly focuses on making sensors and other technologies for autonomous vehicles. The sensors work by bouncing laser beams off nearby objects and the vehicle's surroundings. The company has customers such as Toyota and Volvo who are already using the sensors. At the age of 25, Russell became the youngest self-made billionaire in the world after Luminar was listed on NASDAQ. And now he owns about one-third of the company. Luminar's competitors are Velodyne and Ava, both of which make high-tech sensors that help self-driving vehicles watch their surroundings. And now, at 26 years old, Russell is worth about $1.6 billion. Number 6. Wang Zedong, 24 years old, $1.6 billion. At 24, Wang Zedong is the youngest billionaire in Asia and the third youngest on the overall Forbes World Billionaire list. His fortune comes from stakes in CNNC Huayuan Titanium Dioxide Company. It is a chemical company that trades on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. He not only has stakes in one company, but he also has stakes in another, the Lomon Billions Group. These two companies are among the largest producers of titanium dioxide in China. His net worth currently stands at $1.6 billion. Number 5. Jonathan Kwok, 29 years old, $2.2 billion. Jonathan Kwok is the youngest son of the late Walter Kwok. Walter was the former chairman of Sun Hung Kai Properties, the largest property developer company in Hong Kong. After his father's demise, Jonathan inherited a part of his late father's shares in Sun Hung Kai Properties of SHKP. During a feud with his two brothers, Thomas and Raymond, in 2008, Walter was overthrown as chairman. Years later, Walter passed away on October 20, 2018. He was 68 years old when he passed away. After Walter's death, Jonathan and his brother Jeffrey went on to take over a property developer that Walter had started after he left SHKP, Empire Group Holdings. As if that was not enough, the brothers also inherited Walter's direct stake in SHKP. Jonathan is also named beneficiary of 1/3 of 5 large family trusts held by their grandmother, Kwang Siu-hing, in SHKP. This 29-year-old billionaire has a net worth of about $2.2 billion. Number 4. Kevin David Lehman, 19 years old, $2.8 billion. Kevin David Lehman owns about 50% of Germany's leading drugstore chain, DM, Drogerie Markt. The drugstores bring in well over $12 billion in annual revenue alone. Goetz Werner opened his first shop in Karlsruhe, Germany in 1973. This was the beginning of the company. The company has grown and it has drugstores in about 3,700 locations. Gunther, Kevin David Lehman's father, decided to invest in DM in 1974. By then, Gunther was running his family's Pfannkuchen grocery chain. In 2017, Gunther transferred his 50% DM stake ownership to Kevin David. However, since then, neither Kevin David nor his father Gunther have been involved in operations. In fact, little is known about them. Kevin David's net worth now stands at $2.8 billion, yet he is just 19 years old. Number 3. Pedro de Godoy Bueno, 29 years old, $3 billion. Pedro de Godoy Bueno is the youngest Brazilian billionaire at 29. He is the current CEO of Diagnostics da America SA, a Brazilian laboratory firm. His father, the late Edson de Godoy Bueno, was Brazil's richest healthcare billionaire. He died in 2017 at the age of 73 after getting a heart attack. He left most of his fortune to his children, Pedro de Godoy Bueno and Camila de Godoy Bueno Grossi, when he died. This made both of them billionaires. Edson's first wife, Dulce Puglisi de Godoy Bueno, is also a billionaire as she co-founded a healthcare firm, Amil. Pedro, who was made the CEO of DASA at the age of 24, went ahead to marry his longtime partner, Herman Hoffman, in 2018. The ceremony was held at the Gavea Golf Club, a posh Rio de Janeiro club. And his net worth? About $3 billion. Number 2. GUSTAV MAGNAR WITZOE, 28 years old, $4.5 billion. GUSTAV MAGNAR WITZOE gets his wealth from Salmar ASA, which happens to be one of the largest salmon producers in the world. GUSTAV WITZOE founded the company in 1991. In 2013, GUSTAV WITZOE gave his son, GUSTAV MAGNAR WITZOE, about half the stakes in the company as a gift. Salmar has industrialized the whole fish farming industry in Norway. It has refined the product into more sophisticated cuts with higher margins. However, as much as the younger WITZOE owns about half the company, his father still manages it. GUSTAV MAGNAR, on the other hand, is trying to make his own mark by investing in real estate and tech startups. And at 28 years old, he is worth about $4.5 billion, which is still rising. Before we show you the richest billionaire under 30, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell to be the first to see our next luxury video. Also, let us know what you think about these young billionaires in the comments section below. And with that, we give you number 1, Sam Bankman-Fried, 29 years old, $17.1 billion. At 29 years old, Sam Bankman-Fried has managed to be the wealthiest person in crypto. All this is thanks to his trading firm, Alameda Research, which manages about $2.5 billion in assets, and FTX, a trading platform for crypto derivatives. Sam studied physics at MIT, where he was drawn to a philosophy known as effective altruism. His main goal is to make as much money as he can to give away as much as he can. He even donated $5 million to the presidential race in 2020. When Alameda started appearing at the top of the leaderboard of trading performance on the BitMEX exchange, Sam began gaining people's attention. Soon, Alameda became one of the largest crypto traders worldwide by focusing on arbitrage and other strategies that greatly benefit from pricing discrepancies. Sam once wrote in an email while in Hong Kong, quote, "I'm always happy when people focus more on the products, but I'm also honored by a lot of the support that our team and I have been focused on recently," unquote. His net worth currently stands at an insane $17.1 billion. Click the video on the screen to see another luxury video.